Some players say that you have the biggest ego in poker. What's your opinion on it?
No, I mean, the people who say that, like Mike Matasaw said that. The funny thing is I hear people who say that who don't know me, and that's it. This guy's never plays with, I played with him once in my life. I've only heard it from people who don't know me. But the way the poker world is, they see the TV players, they think we all know each other. And they'll say, oh, well, you hang out with so-and-so and so-and-so. I say, he doesn't play in the games. I mean, he doesn't know me. No, I don't get that from people who know me. Except Phil joking.
Right. Yeah, he does joke about it a lot.
Joking about it, because but part of that is because the dynamic of my relationship with Phil was an up-and-coming tournament player and good cash game player when I knew him. Probably met him at 24. I was a senior statesman, so I'm sure Phil would say more than anyone else who we met, I helped him, become a better poker player. So we had a role where I was the senior guy. So there was never a situation where Phil's giving me advice. It was always one way, and sometimes Phil would resist it. And, like if he didn't like what I had to say, he'd say, okay, Dad, like if I was being too much of a father to him. But Phil and I are real close friends, and obviously he's really, escalated since the days I first met him. So he says it just because I'm the guy who even still, I criticize Phil. It's not the other way around. That's just the dynamic of our relationship, whether it's poker or anything or life. So he looks at it that way, where I'll be the one, who's telling him what to. I mean, I don't. He's a grown man. I don't tell him what to do, but I may give him advice, and it's not going to be the other way. But no, I've never been known as from my friends as being egotistical.
Well, I think maybe you just get the reputation because you're good at a lot of things.
Right. I'm skilled and I'm confident, and it's not. Some people say, well, it's okay to be arrogant if you can. If you can walk the walk or whatever. I mean, I still don't think it's good to be arrogant. If you see arrogance in me in a poker situation, a lot of times it's planned. Yeah. That I am creating a table presence and a presence of who I am. I want people to be intimidated by me in poker situations. So I will, make the younger players feel that I don't think any of them know what the heck they're talking about and that they're in trouble if they're at the table with me. And I do definitely command respect, and certainly I'm sure there are a lot of players who are afraid to play against me. So that's true. But as far as being egotistical, no, I think if you're too egotistical, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And so I'm the type of, the one way you can easily tell if someone's ego is too big is if they're afraid to play in, I'll play in situations where the games are smaller that are better. I will, I play short stacked at the table. I'll buy in short at the table and hope to win more money. Now, a lot of people are afraid that someone will come in and see they don't have much money in front of them, afraid the way it looks. I just don't have any ego about that stuff. I'm pretty cold and calculating about who I am, and I'm trying to make money. And, I just don't really let my ego get in the way. So I just think it's people who don't know me. And usually you just get it people who are interviewed, and they want to pretend they know who I am. And so they'll say these things and spout off, and I'll say, well, that's fine. Read my book and you see who I am. And especially when it comes to poker or bridge is another game. And it helped that I was a bridge player. Bridge is a very complicated game. And even poker, if you play it well, there's so much you can do. And so my philosophy on poker is that we're all bad players. It's just some of us play worse than others. If I can play people who feel worse than me. So people ask me all the time, are you one of the greatest poker players in the world? And I say, I don't even think about that. I mean, so many people I think about, I'm the best player or who's the best player. It actually, I know it's hard for people to believe, but I don't even worry about things like that. I just worry about, are there people who play worse than I do? And if they are, let me sit down at the table with them and take some of their money.
What do you think is the public's biggest misconception about being a poker player?
Well, the televised poker players, which are what the public gets to see, so many of them aren't even professional poker players, meaning that they don't make their living playing poker. They barely make it. That many of them are staked. It's so expensive if you travel to play the tournaments, even what I've cashed out, which is a lot. Very hard to turn that into enough to support my lifestyle. And so, it's one of the reasons I'm represented by PokerStars, so I can get that extra money. So I think they don't understand that it is close to impossible if you have any kind of extravagant lifestyle to support that lifestyle just going around playing tournaments. You can do it if you're a cash game player where you can play on a daily basis. But to be a tournament player and depend on that is very, very difficult. And a high percentage of them have no money, and you know, because you're in this situation. So they don't realize how tough it is. They just get to see the final tables, and I think they see this $1 million prize pool, that it's a bunch of guys who are worth millions of dollars, and it just isn't the case. And that's why we do have to market ourselves. If anyone who plays a lot of tournaments ends up having to get into the other side of it, which is being involved with a website, marketing yourself, because that's where you can definitely get good money that'll allow you to support your lifestyle.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see these guys play every single tournament and not cash. They have to be doing something else.
Yeah, they have to get money or be sponsored or put in, or, like I say, get some other ways that are poker-related to make money.
Do you think you feel fulfilled by what you've accomplished in poker as of now?
I don't really feel fulfilled. I think my career stands on its own. If you look, I've really only been playing tournaments the last 5 years, and my tournament record over that time is probably about as good as anyone else's. I think it's funny sometimes to see these guys who've been playing for 20 years and played all the events. They'll say he's won so many more bracelets. I'll say, what has he done since I've been playing? And my record's invariably better than any of these tournament players over the same period of time. And I probably played less events than them because I still play the cash games almost on a daily basis. So my poker resume is good. Winning the main event or making the final table would be a feather in my cap that I'd like, as I mentioned earlier. One of the things I just thought of recently that is some sort of standard that maybe I can set is I will probably have the best record for a while for anyone over 50 years old. I think I've won 3 bracelets since I was 50 years old, and I won my World Poker Tour tournaments. And by the time I'm done, I have a feeling, because even if I don't play poker all the time, I'll still be playing the World Series events. I'll still be playing a lot of World Poker Tour events. Because I'm with Poker Stars, I go to the European Poker Tour, I go to the Asian Pacific Poker Tour, they have the Latin American Poker Tour, so I get to travel around the world and play in these things. And what it means, as far as the public is concerned, winning tournaments is what they recognize you for, even though that doesn't mean anything more than you're playing a lot of tournaments. But I will end up putting up a record that I would guess will be the best record for anyone over 50 years old by the time I'm done, and then we'll see some of these younger guys coming up. I can't equal what a Phil Ivey or even a Phil Hellmuth or even a TJ Cloutier or the Master have as far as tournament wins. First of all, I'll never play as many events as some of those other guys have played, and they started a long time ago playing tournaments. I'm not, there's no way I can compete with the numbers. But let's see who can match what I'll be able to do once I turn 50 years old.
So what's it going to take for you to be fulfilled? Is it going to be a main event win? What's it going to take?
Fulfillment doesn't come from poker, so
that's good.
So I don't stake my fulfillment on poker. Really, my fulfillment, my personal fulfillment was, my involvement with the charities and stuff like that. But my real fulfillment is going to be for my kids being successful. That's definitely the biggest thing to me, because I put a lot of energy into it. And I've spent a large part of my life now raising my children, and even still, even though my older kids are in their 30s, I'm still raising them. I mean, as you know, Joey and I are, especially being involved in poker world, or sometimes getting in battles we didn't get in before. But I still I think I need to raise him, and you agree with that, don't you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and so it doesn't stop when you're a parent. And so seeing my kids be good people, seeing them have happy lives, and seeing them, do constructive things and productive things, that will be, the measure of success for me.
So is Barry Greenstein going to play poker for the rest of his life?
I have a feeling. At one point I thought I would quit when I was about 50 years old, and I actually had the money to do it then. Frankly, I don't have enough money now, because playing tournaments and just a lot of financial responsibilities. Poker Road, it's taken a lot. Lots of different things. The market went down. My real estate holdings lost a lot. The economy's gone bad, and I've been one of the